How's it going, everybody? Howbones here. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to be going through our first rookie shootouts review here at Volusia. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. Here we got. Glad you all tuned in for this one this week. So, what we have here, this is a rookie shootout we do with DIRT Anarchy. Big shout out to the guys over at DIRT Anarchy Racing League. Huge shout out to DIRT Static Esports with Marcus Potter. Great job broadcasting for the rookie shootouts. But we're going to dive into something today. And what we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about is we're going to dive in and talk about our race. Not everyone else's race. Granted, there are going to be some mistakes and flaws that pop up that kind of intertwine with us. But that's not what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on our race, what we can do to get better, and how we improve from here. Going into next week, we got Knoxville in the rookie shootouts. We had a small schedule change. We're supposed to be at I-55. We're not going to be able to make that one, so we're going to be going to Knoxville. All right, Knoxville's a pretty big open track, but of course, that's not what we're focused on this week. This week, we're focused on Machine Speedway Park down in Barberville, Florida, with the 19 machines. So here we go. Here's a look at Heat 1, our performance, and we're going to do a little talk through. We're going to try to make this as quick as we can, but here we go. So, of course, now in the front row, you got Dalton Lane, next to him, Justin England, myself in the 19 machine, and Mike Tuck, Nick Klosterman right behind me. And here we go, green. So now, as per usual, the heats are not as exciting. But in Heat 1, we have some really good racing going on. All right? And throughout this heat, you'll see that I don't make any extreme moves. And of course, it's probably too much of a tell-all when I do this. However, there is one reason why. And it's because I know that sitting in third place, I'm going to make the heat. What does that make me? That makes me patient. Right? Or excuse me, I'm going to make the feature. That sets me up for success. All I need to do is stay calm and perform right here. I need to stay locked in where I'm at. Take off with the leaders, make sure there's a space in between me and fourth place. And that's exactly what I do throughout this whole race. The second thing I do is pay very close attention to Justin England and Dalton Lane right in front of me. Now, the reason I do this is very simple. They're going to be the guys that I am racing against in the feature, 4 points for the trophy at the end of the season. All right? Now, this is week number 2 out of 7 weeks. All right? So, of course, like you see right there, I can get a run. I can get a good run, get some momentum going into the turn. I can catch them if I want to. But I don't want to do that. I want to see how they race each other, how they react, and where they're going to go. Because also, we have not been racing together very long. So this is a perfect opportunity. We got 1 lap to go here. This is a perfect opportunity to see how my opponents race each other, to know where I can take advantage of those very moments. Much like right there. They are focused on each other. I have time to make moves and be patient. Now, if we would have went green there, kept going green, that would have been a really good move. I didn't even know that the checkered flag had come out. So, that's the heat. That's how we did. Started third, stayed third. Great performance. Proud of us for that. All right? Now, here's where things get awesome and fun. You notice here in this column, There's a lot of laps without time. But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on our performance in the laps that were timed. Okay? I will say this to set the context for what's about to happen. When you have this many laps without clean air to race, those are laps under caution. Those are not green laps. When you don't have green laps, you set a state of anxiousness throughout drivers. They feel like they have to pounce on every single opportunity, and they give not a single breath of air to any other driver. Now, I want you to keep that in mind going into what you're about to see. Again, this is not for me to hate on any other driver, because all these guys did a great job. This is a rookie shootout. This is learning from the front all the way to the back of 18 cars. This is an 18-car field. Everyone is learning. Every last one of us. Okay, there's not a single person in this group that is not learning. Okay, even us six up in the front, us top 8, top 10, learning. Okay, there's we're still learning how to race the slick. We're still, making simple mistakes where we shouldn't. Okay, we're rushing moves. But again, keep in mind, all those laps you see under caution, that is causing these moments. Okay, up there to the left, you can see lap 9, 15-9, lap 11, 15-9, lap 12, 15-9. These are pounce laps. I will admit 100% that is me pouncing, trying to gain position back. It's exactly what it is. There's no way around it. There's no way to cover up. However, every lap around this track should have been somewhere between 15.6, 15.8, but smooth, right? The reason why I say 15.9s are pounce laps was because those laps should have been faster, should have been better, and should have been ran cleaner. But we didn't do that. We were anxious. We were trying to get position back. No matter how forgiving we were out on the track, those are still pounce laps. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, hang on, because this is going to get fun, all right? We're going to skip through some things. We're going to highlight a few things. But for the most part, we're going to give you the rundown here. So we got number 14, Dalton. We got Chase in the 95. We got Justin in the 82. We got Matt in the 31. Myself in the 19. Machine, God, is she beautiful. We got Jesse Whittington on the outside of us in 94. We got Nick behind us in a beautiful Scott Bloomquist traditional wrap. Outside of him, I still forget who that is. Behind him in the number 8, Mike Tuck. And Cody Wilkerson in the 111. The beautiful wrap. And then you can't see it, but Paul is right behind Cody. Now, here's what I will say. This picture right here, what you see on your screen should have been the top 10. Am I going to say it should have been the top 10 in this order? No. But this easily should have been the top 10. All right? And at the end of this video, we will show you, I will show you probably the most beautiful picture I've ever seen of a finish for a rookie class, but it should have been more. All right? So, without further ado, we're going to start this race off, and we're going to talk through it. So we launch, get kind of a rough start, and we go into turn 1. As soon as we go into turn 1, you notice behind us, there is already a caution. Right? There's already some stuff. Now, right here, beautiful picture. Oh, well, I guess they don't throw a caution. They keep it green. a picture of all of us coming through. We're racing hard, right? But as you can see, there's not a lot of give and take, right? We know what's coming, and so we're rushing it, right? We're all excited. We're all anxious. It's the first couple laps. We send it 3 wide on the first lap. Beautiful, right? Not exactly. That's not what we want, all right? Every track across America has cohesive drivers. You see it time and time again. Because if it's too crazy, what happens? Well, you get put in single file. You get put in timeout, essentially. The whole field gets put in timeout because you guys are just driving like clowns, all right? So we've already got a caution, right? And again, no hate on anybody. This is us learning how to drive with each other. We're all talented in different ways. Some guys are better on the top. Some guys are better in the slicks. Some guys are better on the bottom. It is just figuring out. All of us want to go different places, literally at the same time. And we're all intersecting lines, right? So, we're going to speed up, kind of get through these little caution laps, all right? We're getting ready to go green, all right? We restack up. Now we're on the outside. We're in 4th position, all right? So what do? We have a slight of hope. There's a little bit of hope there. We're going to be up on the podium, right? Visualize and win. That's what we're doing, all right? What do we know? Well, we know how Justin and Dalton run together. We watched it during the entire heat. So here goes nothing. Now, let's see if TV3 gives us a little bit of view. All right. So here's the field. We're trying to stack up. We're getting ready to launch. Here we go. All right. Now, we got a checkup right there. All right. Justin and I kind of, we'll back it up. We'll give you a little bit better of a view of what happens here. Because this is my favorite part of the night. All right. So you can see Justin right over here. All right. Leaders are right there. We're not worried about them, in all honesty. In this moment in time, we're worried about keeping this car straight down this line, coming into the turn, all right, to meet the apex the way we want to, while being considerate of this driver right here. And here's why that's important. So, as we're coming through, get a little bit of shit up on the screen there, a little bit of mud splat. But I was expecting 100%. I was expecting him to dive sooner. And so I anticipated and turned too early. All right? So I'm already turning. He's right there. I was expecting to dive it down a little bit deeper. All right? So we get caught up. We got to check up. We don't make contact with him, but it pushes us high. All right? Now, when this happens, we'll come back out. When this happens, you'll notice that sends us 3 wide. Okay? You got Matt coming down here on the inside. Right? He's making his move. Again, we've already had a caution. This is causing this is causing the anxiousness. People feel like they got to pounce between lap. So, now what happens? It's going to happen quick, so make sure you're paying attention. We go 3 wide. The 94 gives the 31 a little bit more room. All right. I was on comms with Jesse when this happened. Simple mistake. It's a racing deal. Nothing you can do about it. He felt like the 31 was going to come up and pinch him. He didn't want to, run into the 31 and gave him a little bit more room. And from Jesse's point of view, which Marcus did a really good job of showing us on his screen, it looked like I was going to push up to the wall. So he thought he had the room to do it. Well, That's not what happened. We got into each other. Kind of pushes me into the wall. But quick recovery. I'm kind of like right back in the... It happened so fast, I literally bounced off the wall and I'm back right in the top drive line. Okay? Here's where it gets dicey. We get hit. Luckily, 35 didn't hit us. 16 hits us, even though he blinks out. And this is an amazing execution of Tony Hawk's Indy 900. I'm just saying. In a late model. I made history. So I'm super happy about that. We come down, and we keep it rolling. Because why? Here's the deal, people. I didn't want another caution. Right? Even though it would have gotten me my spot back, I'd have been back in fourth place. I didn't even want another caution. I didn't want one. We'd already had one in the first lap. I wanted everybody to go green. That was the deal. So, I kept it green. We kept going. What I didn't know was there was going to be a wreck right here. Now, does that change my thought process to keep it green? Absolutely not. However, in the car, I can tell you this. I was recording when I was in the car. The audio came out kind of funky. What I can tell you, I did pretty much yell into my own microphone. Well, if I knew that was going to happen, I'd have just stayed put. Because guess what? Then this wouldn't have happened, and I'd have got my spot back. But, you know, that's just honesty. I did say that. All right? So, we hit the brakes. Try not to get caught up in it. Slide the car out. So, we get back to racing. All right? Now we're back here. We got to make up some ground. All right? So, me, now Justin England's behind me. I know he's going to be putting the pressure on. He's going to be coming up hardcore. All right, I got Matt Sahone in front of me. All right, or excuse me, Cody Wilkerson in front of me. So I've got some room to breathe. All right, another caution comes out. All right, we're into pace again. So we take back off. Again, Justin's right behind me. I know he's really good at running the inside line. I'm behind Cody. All right, I know how Cody runs. Cody's pretty cautious, pretty even, stable around the middle, high side. All right. So I know where I can make my moves. All right, I'm trying to stay out of Justin's way. I can see him in the rear view. I know he's going to ride low. I don't need to ride low right now. I have no reason to, so I'm just going to kind of keep that middle line. All right, but no reason to send us 3 wide. All right, because that's what awaits me. All right, Cody gets a little extra sideways. We go up a little, you know, we drift a little higher, you know. Right here, you know, Justin's really, really good at getting on the brakes. Me and him in practice ran that same line a million times together. I think like 10 laps straight. Not a million, but 10. And did a great job, right? We can run the low line together pretty well. I think he's a little faster at it. I think he's got an entry that's just set up for a really good run that I haven't quite figured out yet. I think he's just really boosting the throttle in a little bit harder than I am, and it's giving him some extra momentum, and that's okay. Let's see. So we pace again. All right, lap 18, we get back after it. All right. And so now we're sitting in 4th. All right. There's some slick starting to put itself on the track, and I'm just trying to keep it level-headed at this point. We're just walking through it. You know, we got Nick in front of us, and we're just kind of following his line. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm really just trying to see if I can make his line work better for me. We got to check up a little bit there, just so we don't get into him. But we also have Justin and Matt right on our tail, and they're coming for us. This kind of gets us 3 wide. But you can see the give there. Like, I don't know if any of you can see that. Right here, so I could see him coming in. I could see him out there. I thought for sure this was going to send us 3 wide coming down the front stretch. with Matt pushing right behind one of us. Thought for sure it was going to. But if you notice, Justin loses his speed a little bit. I don't know if he did it on purpose. I would assume so. And then I wanted to give Nick a little bit of room, because the one thing about coming down this front stretch, if the ass end of the car gets a little loose and somebody whips and your front end's right there, like, you're taking it to the inside wall. That's just what's going to happen. So I will admit I ride uncomfortably close to the rear of another car. 100% do. I'm comfortable with it. I got, I'm ready on the brake and I'm ready on the throttle. I'm 100% comfortable being in that position. And I think if you're going to race close to these guys and be competitive, you have to be able to do that without causing, any issues. And a lot of times you can mirror exactly what they're doing when you do that, naturally, just by watching their car. Because their car is in the line that you look forward at where you want to go. You don't look left, you don't look right. I just look forward at where I want to go. So here, I try to stay down, make sure I don't get into Nick. Justin checks up right there, gives a position up to Matt. So this is, I wasn't ready. I think I got into Matt just a little bit there, and somebody wrecks. You can hear that. I wasn't ready to commit to the bottom quite yet. I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait till the top wore out a little bit more, and everybody had to go up a little bit higher before I committed my line to the bottom. I think Justin committed to the bottom pretty early. He was just comfortable there. He was running great there, and nothing wrong with that. So, get lap 24, we take off. Again, Matt, Justin right behind us. So then here's where we commit low. And I think we kind of get pinched low. Just naturally, I didn't want to slide up, cause anybody any issues. So we stayed low. I knew Matt was going to take us on the high side. And most likely Justin was going to come up through the bottom pushing. The bottom is not easy to hold. And it's not easy to stay competitive. I will say that. Because, you can see how slick it is right there. It's a tricky spot. Tricky spot to be in. But, we committed to it. We tagged the wall a little bit there. Keep it down. Give a spot to Justin so we don't take him out. And we're under another caution. All right, so that's lap 27. So here's 26. We take it back off. We're in front of Justin, right behind Matt. All right. And this is, I'm perfectly fine at this point, finishing right there. Perfectly fine. I can say I can comfortably run next to Justin, no problem. You see us again, right there. Checking up for each other. I kind of, I was ready to zip across this line and take that position. His ass end comes out a little far. As he gets in the slick, he kind of takes the slider line. Again, don't know if it was defensive driving on his part. If it was, good move. Made me check up. If not, that's why we check up, I kind of settle the car down right there, get underneath him. And then we're running side by side again. He takes the high side, I take the low side. Respect to Justin. So we come across the white flag, we're racing hard. And then here's my favorite picture. We kind of dive it in quick. We close a lot of distance to the leaders. And this is my favorite part right here. We can clean this up. I don't. Okay, hold on. Back it up. can't really see their cars well because of the telephone pole or light pole. But this is a good finish for the top 7. It really is. There, again, a lot of things happened during this race, and we'll go recap what happens at lap 2 real quick. But this finish, like I know as Nick, Matt, Justin, myself, we had a substantial gap. I would say probably 5 to 6 car lengths from the leaders, from Nick's hood right there. So Nick, lead car on your screen, in the Bloomquist style late model, 31 right behind him. There's probably 5 or 6 car lengths between him and the leaders right now. And you can tell what's about to happen because, at least for me, I could hear Justin's car revving up. I knew we were all diving in to see if we could get that one position further. And what happens is we come closing in on the leaders. I mean, all of us just swooped right in. And that's the race. So once again, just like Lanier, we finished 6th. I'm not going to say I'm ecstatic and overjoyed about 6, but I'm not upset about 6. That's 2 6th-place finishes. Consistent. Are the conditions consistent? No. I would love to get some laps under green in. Right? I would love to be able to get consistent lines, run smooth, but we have our issues as a group to work through. They're not, issues necessarily, but it's a rookie class. It's a rookie shootout. It's the reason why it's labeled that way. We're teaching a lot of guys how to drive this style of car, as well as teaching ourselves to get to the Sunday night pro class. All right, which is a huge deal, actually a huge stepping stone. And that's where we all want to be. So, yeah, we go back to... We're going to go back up here. This little spot. Lap 2, I think it's headed into lap 3 that it happens. Caution. Lap 3 start. So we'll back it up right here. All right, so obviously you can see the field is not stacked up as well as you'd like to be. I've got a gap from Clendenin. Justin's got a gap on Dalton, which was just ultimately giving Dalton like the best starts. It really is. He's killing it. So just like they did in the broadcast, we'll come in here, we'll ride in the cockpit, and we'll take off. So we get going. We got Justin down the inside. Again, there's that checkup, right? So back it up. Quickly analyze the throttle right here. So we're turning back. I'm thinking, I know I turned back left because I was thinking, all right, he's making the move down. We're going to be able to follow him through. And he slows up just a little bit more than we were expecting. All right, so there's a complete let off of the throttle. A little bit of boost to get it back up on the top line. All right, because we got a whole field behind us. We can't just stop. So at this point right here, and I know y'all can't see it. It's right before I get touched. All right. So what you can't see, and I may be able to see possibly, if I can bring it up. All right, so that's the right side of my car, okay? And let's see. I know this is super unprofessional, but I'll add it just to kind of give you guys the full picture of what's going on. Nope. Yep, that's the one I want. Yep, that's confusing. Everybody's gonna be like, what is going on? We'll slide this out of the way so you can get a picture. Okay, so we'll shrink this down a little bit, but you can see it. So let's clean that up. Okay. So you can see what I see. All right. Now, this doesn't tell me that they're coming up my direction. All right. What I see out of the peripheral, because I definitely paid attention to it at this point in time, what I'm seeing, she's got Jesse right here. All right. But if I can see all the way down here, it was a quick glance. Matt was coming up to the bottom. This is a substantial gap between their cars. Him and I were the closest. Myself and Jesse were the closest. But all that told me was you see Dalton's car right there? That's where I was headed. I wanted to aim right there. Because look, you got one car on the bottom of him. That's a car length or car width. Here's another car width. There's another car width. And below Justin, there's another car width. So, race car math. Easily, you fit 5 cars right there. There's 3 of us. Thought for sure there was enough room. All right. So where everything gets a little hairy. All right, this is where we lose it. We get to him. All right. He just kind of bumps us. And, you know. So we see Mike right there. First spin. We're in the air. We don't know what to do. But we're keeping it green. All right. So we're back at it. All right. And there's a few other moments where, you know, a lot of checking up is done, and I'm not going to necessarily highlight, you know, those exact moments. I'd have to find them again. And we're not going to go through that whole thing. But overall, right, it's kind of confusing showing all the screens. So overall, you know, that's the race, right? And again, what I will say, this is not pointing at anybody whatsoever. This is merely a look at our performance on the track. We could have done better. I think we needed more green laps to do that. All right. You know, in the grand scheme of things, you know, you have 1, 2, 3. 16 laps not counted out of 30. In all technicality, that's over half the race that you're not racing, that you're under caution. It was 12 cautions total. Great group of gents. Great group of young drivers. I think there's a ton of potential throughout the field. We just have to get there. Again, this is week number 2 of 7. All right, so next week we got Knoxville. So these are our lessons learned, right? Stop trying to pounce. Stop trying to pounce in the short laps. Personally, if it were me, because I've seen people do this on Twitch streams and stuff like that, or people who even host races, no 3 wide in the first lap. Crazy, right? But what what that does is that first lap, you're all double stacked. And you can't pass each other, right? And, it's not to say, like, oh, we don't want anybody passing on the first lap. But I think everyone's missing the point of you have to give and take the first and second lap to be able to get the room to run the line you want. Because, look, people are going to fall off the pace. Not everyone's going to be able to keep the leader's pace. Not everyone's going to keep fifth place pace, right? You're going to start to split up. You're going to start to get gaps. And when you get gaps in the traffic, just like on the highway, you can switch lanes. It doesn't cause an accident. What happens on the highway when you try to go over in somebody's lane and they're right there in your blind spot? Ambulance, fire truck, whole lot of shenanigans, right? A lot of bad stuff happens. Same thing is happening on this track. All right. So if you're listening to this and you were on this track, just keep that in mind next week at Knoxville. All right. If you don't want to, and you think what I'm saying is rude, all right, so be it. Shoot in there. Cause a caution. Go to the back. That's what'll happen. Sorry, not sorry. And that's not to be rude, but it's to help all of us. All right. Again, mainly I'm worried about me. Right? And this whole grand scheme of things, this review is to worry about what I'm doing on the track. All right. I had my moves where I, rushing moves, getting the ass end loose. I did it just as well as anybody else did it. And, not super proud of it. What I will say, still super proud of the last lap. Super proud of the last lap. The way we came in there. Trying to hold the bottom, making sure he still had room. And there we go. You can't beat the picture. You really can't. What's TV1 do? Oh, TV1's too close. Yeah, look at that. All of us coming to the finish. Going ham. I will say, I think Chase got a little wilding out crazy up there. He's the most sideways person of all of us. Right? But, pole's in the way. But still, that's a great shot. We're headed for it. The entire race should have been able to be like that. Entire race. Congratulations, Dalton, Chase, Nick, for a top 3 finish. Nick was pretty patient for the most part, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, though. But I'm pretty sure he's pretty patient. Great performance across the field. Still, there may have been 12 cautions. Last week there were 10. Had a lot more people have an issue staying connected. Blinking in and out or lagging. Which, has its own issues when you're trying to drive a car and the car in front of you just disappears. I was even guilty of it. Spun JD on the start. On the backstretch, he just kept blinking and blinking and blinking, and I didn't know whether he was going to be there or not. When we started, couldn't tell if he stalled out to start or if he, his car just froze there. But again, pouncing, right? Kind of a mistake on me, kind of a server mistake. I jumped, went for it. I hit the gas. I was like, I don't know if he's controlling the car or about to lose server connection. I don't know. I just know everybody else took off. He didn't. I stepped on it. went for it. But I couldn't tell, right? If there would have been no blinking throughout our pace laps at all from him, blinking in and out like that, and I did that, I'd have taken the EUO, 100%. Like, send me to the back, my fault. I jumped, I didn't give him room to make his move. But that wasn't the case. I honestly didn't know whether he was hitting the gas, not hitting the gas, or was about to lag out again. So I hit the gas, spun him. So apologies to JD. Jesse, if you listen to this, we're good, bro. We've talked about it. You apologized as you did it. It's just a racing deal. You're being, considerate to the guy below you. Yeah, it was too much room, but, shit happens. I ain't going to sweat it. So that's going to be it for me tonight. That's, that's week 2, Volusia Speedway Park. And we'll tune in next week. Hope you see the live stream. Just a big shout out to Black Gold Express, Cooper Training and Conditioning, CrossFit Fairbanks, Fairbanks Ice Dogs, and Adrenaline Spike Designs. Chris did a great job designing the car. Couldn't be happier with it. And hopefully we see you guys supporting the 19 Machine out there at Knoxville next weekend. Y'all have a great night.